Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Vantage Point, brought to you by On the Range Podcast. Wherever you are, thank you for making us part of your day. We're super thrilled that you are spending your time with us in the OTR universe. Big thanks. Big thanks to the growth that we are seeing. Big thanks for the support. Big thanks for all the contributions to the social media, which we again turn around and use for content. Everybody seems to be really enjoying it, having a blast. Haven't been around on the Vantage Point for about a week or so. Hey, things happen. People are coming into town. People are going out of town. We're trying to get these training things together. The calendars are filling up quick. That's another reason why you should definitely check out the websites. If you're looking for training, you got to go to the websites. You got to go to warhog.com. You got to go to kellydefense.com. Make sure that you check out those training calendars and the industry partners pages. The industry partners pages, there's all kinds of promo codes, great companies that not only support us, but support all kinds of outreach. Plus, you're going to save yourself a boatload of cash. Make sure you check that out. If you like our content, you like our training, or especially our video training or the in-person training, whatever, and you like hanging out with like-minded people, go to the Patreon group. Visit patreon.com/On the Range Podcast. Tons of training videos already uploaded, guys and gals. Tons of them. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff that you can apply right away. You can apply right away and become 1% better. The bi-monthly Zoom calls with Rick and I are a blast. A lot of great exchanges of information. International group. LEO only tier. So if you're in law enforcement, guys and gals in blue out there, check it out. Special pricing and special content coming for law enforcement only. Just have to sign up. Just have to sign up. This episode is brought to you by the Firearms Training Notebook. 1% better every day. If you haven't got your copy, go grab it. Go to Amazon, search the Firearms Training Notebook. It'll pop right up. The printing and shipping is quick. Haven't had a whole lot of problems. Quality control has been very good. So grab yourself a copy. If you have, it's probably time for you to grab another one. The summer's coming. You want to annotate all your data, your dry fire and live fire. Make sure you check it out. Plus, be on the lookout. Those QR codes are going to be updated. Going to have some new things in there. A lot of the drills explained, and you can also customize it. Awesome piece of kit, the Firearms Training Notebook. Support for this episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code OTR20. Save yourself 20% and get free shipping. More about them here in a moment. Got a couple stories that really bothered me this week. A couple funny ones on the next episode. This administration, we don't typically get heavily into politics. We bring up points that we feel are important. We always say go out there and vote, no matter who you're voting for. We love all Americans. I don't care what side of the aisle on. I'm right down the middle, kind of. Don't really associate with either. Most of the politicians I don't care for. Most of them I don't. Some I like. That is a swamp, as they say. It seems that nobody is immune to it, no matter what your background. But some of them have their hearts in the right places. Some of them don't. And we'll talk about one of them today. But I got to tell you, there's a lot of things that are going wrong. And I guess that's always the case. Not to say that whoever I thought should have been there or who should be next is going to do any better, or they're not going to be similar things that are going wrong. However, it's been a long time since we've seen this kind of catastrophic result from a couple of votes, a couple of election cycles. Bad. Not only that, the tone deafness and the decision-making. Let's say you put in a policy that you believe in, and I disagree with it or someone else disagrees with it. It just doesn't work. That happens, right? It does happen. However, when things are going wrong, you can't just double down on it. You got to make one of the biggest things about changing or becoming better or doing better is having a self-awareness. doing a hard look at yourself. Look at what you're doing. If it's not working, if you can't do that, despite people and hurting people at the same time that you're supposed to be serving, that's bad. And that's what we got going on. I'm going to bring this up. Those who are listening, thank you for listening. Don't bring it up on your phone. I'm going to show an article here. Wait till you get home, make safe. Those who are watching, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to read some of it. I'm not going to bore you with the entire thing. But however, I don't know if you guys saw this. This particular article is courtesy of the Daily Wire. Headline: more than 30 Illinois public schools have no students proficient in math or reading. Let me read that again. More than 30 Illinois public schools have no students proficient in math or reading. That means in the entire school, not one student can, at their grade level, read or do the math at that level. None of them. None of them. Now, I've got some theories on this. Everybody knows what the main one's going to be from certain people. Everybody knows what they're going to blame right away. Well, let me tell you something. That excuse is pointed out in this report from WirePoint's fund. They pointed out a couple of things. We are removed from the shutdowns, guys and gals. We are removed. Let me read a little bit here. There are no students proficient at grade level in math or reading at dozens of Illinois public schools, according to a new report from a nonprofit research organization. The report from WirePoints found that at 30 Illinois schools, no students can read at grade level, while at 53 schools, no student is proficient in math. The schools are primarily located in the Chicago area. Surprise there. Not really. And the spending per student varied in 2022 from about $6,000 to more than $50,000 per student. This is a monumental failure. Monumental failure. And what are they talking about up there in Chi-Town? What is Lori Lightfoot talking about? It ain't talking about this. Why not? Because it is right at their feet. You see some of these educators, they're talking about everything except reading and arithmetic. Let's be real. Unfortunately, you cannot just go in there and wipe the slate clean and get rid of all these folks. Can't do it. Because I guarantee there are tons of great people in there trying to do their best. But something is holding them back. Something is causing this. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not the normal in most schools outside of areas like this that are run by folks like this. Doesn't happen in my local school system. And I live in a big city. Quote, the report says, the absolute failure to teach even a single child to read and to do math in so many schools is yet another indictment of the state's educational system. And they're right. They're right. There's a couple of schools in here, and they mention one. The WirePoints is a Spry community linked high school located in Chicago where they only had 88 students and none of them are proficient in either math or reading, despite the school spending more than $35,000 per student per year. That's small. You would think that low of a number of students, a lot of individual attention there, right? Maybe they are, but something is going on. This curriculum is broke. These educators in these schools where these students are that small, I'm sure there's some in there that are just bouncing their head off the wall trying to do the right thing, and something is holding them back. I don't know what it is. This report really doesn't go into it. There's another school in Chicago called the Douglas Academy High School, spends over $56,000 per student yearly, but none of its 44 students, 44 friends, 44 students can read or perform math at a proficient level. That is sad. That is a complete failure of these young people. The report also says defenders of the current system are sure to invoke the COVID as the big reason for the low scores. But in 2019, the numbers show that the reading and math numbers were only slightly better than they are now. That means it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The numbers were still bad for proficiency. They were still horrible. The pandemic isn't responsible for this, guys. They just aren't. They also mentioned something in here that's very troubling to me. And we see it. We see it all over the place, friends, don't we? Illinois Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker has voiced support for elements of the proposed AP African American Studies curriculum. In a letter to the College Board, Pritzker said that it is necessary for the curriculum to include the history of Black queer Americans. Look, I'm not sure what that curriculum has in it other than I can read from the title. That is a luxury in a school system where the students are at least have 50% proficiency, let alone 100% proficiency in reading at their grade level or doing math at their grade level. That is a luxury of that. If your students cannot read or write, none of them, or do any kind of grade level math, this is the last of their worries. And this is what they're talking about. Why is that? Why aren't we speaking up for our young people? You are setting them up for a life of struggle, not being able to read, write, or do math. Their success rate is going to be terrible. They are going to be struggling the entire time, folks. And that's sad. We can't let that happen to our young people. We just can't let that happen. It's absolutely terrible. We can't allow administrators of these educators, the policymakers, to worry about what books that they can get in front of them that's going to push some kind of a social agenda. They need to stop worrying about stuff like that and make sure that they can read, write, and do math. That's what they need to be doing. Anyway, guys, let's talk about Manscaped. Manscaped.com is the spot you need to go for all your needs for the below the waistline grooming for men. Level up your game. Guys, gals, do the same. Do yourself a favor. Get with your man or do it for him. And go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code OTR20. Don't pay retail. Use the promo code. Save yourself 20% and get free shipping. Get free shipping, ladies. Get free shipping. If you didn't do it for Valentine's Day, you should do it now. Help yourself out. Again, go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code OTR20. Save yourself 20%. Get free shipping. Check out the premium shower care. Check out the premium package that they have. The Lawnmower 4.0 is included in that. The Weed Whacker comes with a bag, a travel bag called the Shed. Put your tools in the shed. Go frolicking all over the place, looking like $1 million. Go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code OTR20. Save yourself 20% and get free shipping. You know, there's other indicators of the failure of what this administration and those who support them are doing. There's other indicators. Who they hire. Unbelievable. You can see it all over the place. This has a little bit of a comic relief to it, but it's very telling. Very telling in the practices of who and why they hire people. I'm not even going to go into the Secretary of Transportation. That's for that situation in Ohio is something that I'm going to leave for an entire show. I think Rick and I ought to talk about it. Rick put out a great tweet. Go check it out at Warhog Tactical on Twitter, and check out Kelly Defense on Twitter. We do a lot of stuff on there. Make sure you check that out. That's a lot of fun. However, getting back to some of these hires, we have a press secretary. Just Google the press secretary of the United States, and look and do a compilation and look at what they say on TV. Probably just a perfectly nice person. Personally, don't know them. However, shouldn't be in that job. Shouldn't be in that job. These are representatives of our country. They may not be elected officials, but they're in the spotlight. So our friend, he's been in the news before. This fella, those who are watching know who I'm talking about. Sam Brinton, the cross-dressing, non-binary, former Department of, I think, Energy employee who I think was responsible for the disposal of nuclear materials. That's got to be right up this person's alley because this is absolutely a nuclear fire going on here. TV gold, though. TV and news gold. This particular Daily Wire news article, dailywire.com, Matt Walsh torches alleged ex-Biden admin luggage thief Sam Brinton. You remember that story, guys and gals, where my friend here, he has a flavor for high-value luggage and helps himself to whatever they fancy and walks out. Well, they get caught all the time as well, too. They're not very bright, this person. Sam is not very bright, this fella. But there's something interesting about this story. We know he got caught for stealing that, I think it was like a $3,500 bag, like a Louis Vuitton bag, and he got picked up for that. I'm sure he pulled one of those, do you know who I am? I'm sure he pulled one of those. He's an important guy. Sam Brinton, or he was. Daily Wire podcast host Matt Walsh torched disgraced former Biden administration official Sam Brinton during his podcast on Thursday over the latest woman to come forward to claim that Brinton stole her luggage. The interesting thing about this particular thing, and you can see this outfit my buddy Sam Brinton is wearing. The funny thing about this story is a Tanzanian fashion designer, I'm going to butcher her name, this very nice lady, had her stuff stolen. Aisha Kaminson posted a tweet this week saying that her luggage was stolen from an airport in Washington, D.C. in 2018. And after that, she saw Brinton on the news during some research. She believes that he was wearing some of her clothes. Now, remember, this guy is a media magnet. Wasn't there some fashion magazine or something that had a big spread of this cat? He was eventually fired, for the theft and facing multiple charges, it says here in the article. I remember that. But this lady sees him on some posts or some news articles that he's wearing one of her. She's a fashion designer. These items that he's wearing are ones of a kind. One of a kind. And my man is wearing it. So there's a couple things at play here. Do you think, this is a question, friends, guys and gals, do you think he's stealing the luggage because he likes the bag? Or do you think he's stealing for what's inside the bag? I think he's stealing because it's inside the bag. I think that my man here, this is my opinion, I think he likes the thrill of stealing someone's stuff and then wearing it on TV and hoping that they see it. That's what I think. The problem with this is she can prove these are one of a kind items. Some of the photos had jewelry and things that she designed as well. Very distinguishable. And she picked it out. You know what? This is straight up criminal activity. And another thing I want to push upon this point. Do you think he was hired because of his nuclear disposal prowess? Or do you think he was hired because he looks like that? There's no way, in my opinion, that this is his first time ever doing this stuff. He's had to have been picked up for stuff like this before. But he had the credentials, so they hired him because he looks like this, because they want to be progressive. There's a lot going on here, but that's not good judgment. They have to have, you're working for the Department of Energy, you have to have a high level of security clearance. I find it hard to believe that there wasn't something that pointed to this type of behavior in his past. Maybe not. Maybe this is a new thing for my man, Sam. A little bit of a Dr. Seuss feel to that line I just spoke, but I think this might be something that he's been doing for a long time. Crazy. He's all over the media. They love this guy. I don't. He's a representative of our country. I don't care what he does. I don't care what he wears. But if they are not the absolute best person, they shouldn't be handling anything nuclear, working in the Department of Energy at that type of a level of clearance. Absolutely a disgrace. Absolutely a disgrace. That's my take on it. It's sad. I'm not, like I said, I'm not even going to get into the Secretary of Transportation. We're going to get on that. It's absolutely ridiculous, the type of hires that we're doing. Looking like clowns, not because of what he's wearing or what his lifestyle is, not because of that, because of what he's doing, stealing luggage in airports and then wearing the clothes, because I think he really enjoys setting off people, making them think, hey, I wonder if that's mine. I had one just like that in my bag that was stolen. Well, this time, this designer, this young lady can prove it. And I hope she files criminal charges. Hey, tell me what you think about this take. Great story. A little bit of comic relief. It's so ridiculous that if he wasn't in a high-level Department of Energy spot in this current administration, then it wouldn't be. But man, what a crazy story. What a character. He does resemble Matt Damon though, right? Did you guys see that meme with him in the Jason Bourne movie jacket? Oh man, great. Go check that out. Anyway, go to warhog.com when you're searching the internet's looking up Sam Britton's wardrobe. Check out Kelley Defense and warhog.com. Make sure you look at our industry partners. Make sure you go to patreon.com/on the range podcast. Again, this episode is brought to you by the Firearms Training Notebook. There's nothing out there like it, friends. There might be something that's similar, but nothing like this. Nothing that's going to level up your ability to immediately see progression and plan your training. No, nothing out there like it. Go check it out. Go to amazon.com. Go to our website. You get a signed copy. Go check it out. And again, a big thanks to manscaped.com for showing support for the OTR universe. Really appreciate it. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code OTR20, save 20%, and you make sure you get that free shipping. Again, thank you for joining the OTR universe, and thank you for visiting me here on Vantage Point. A little bit of a longer episode, but a couple of cool little stories I want to get into. Going to be another Vantage Point coming out here real soon. Probably be the last one for this week. And then we have a show, the flagship On the Range podcast. Big hit, by the way. Big hit. Everybody seems to really enjoy it. Make sure you comment. Make sure that you hit the subscribe, the notification bells, the follow, no matter how you're consuming these contents. And do us a favor, like and share these audio and video shows. Be safe and have a great rest of your week, guys and gals.